Okay, let's unpack this. Picture this. You've just landed, right? Bustling new city, super excited. You step out, phone ready to go, and then bam, dead battery.
Oh, yeah. Or no signal. That horrible moment.
Exactly. And those beautiful digital maps,
Yeah.
useless. And you get that little wave of panic starting,
Hmm.
and you realize, the only way to find your hotel or that cafe everyone recommended is, well, you have to actually talk to someone.
You have to ask for directions.
Yeah. It's wonderfully analog, maybe a little vulnerable, but it's really human, isn't it?
It absolutely is. And, what's really insightful here is that while tech gives us that direct route, often quite impersonal,
Right.
the human way, asking someone,
Hmm.
it gives you a much richer, often a more memorable experience. It's a vital skill, actually. It
Hmm.
never runs out of battery.
Yeah.
And it taps into something, fundamentally human.
I like that.
So this deep dive, it isn't just about learning phrases. It's really about equipping you with that very skill,
Huh.
turning that potential panic into, well, an opportunity for connection.
Human connection. I love that. So today, yeah, we're peeling back the layers on asking for and actually understanding directions. We'll cover basically everything you need, starting with how important that polite opening is
Crucial.
to get help, then the essential questions you should have ready, key vocabulary you'll probably hear back, and how to handle real life scenarios.
And we're not just stopping at the words, are we? We'll also get into practical tips for when, maybe the directions aren't crystal clear. How to ask for clarification without feeling awkward.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah. And even touching on things like nonverbal cues, pronunciation, the subtle stuff that makes a difference. It's about becoming a confident navigator, really, wherever you happen to be.
Okay, so we've set the stage. You're lost, phone's dead. What is the very first thing you actually do? Before you even think about the destination, it's that approach, right?
Yeah,
Politeness.
exactly. And it's more than just manners, though that helps, obviously. From a communication perspective, starting politely is like,
Yeah.
well, we sometimes call it an interruption permission slip.
Huh.
You're signaling gently, I'm about to ask for something, softening it, making the other person more receptive, almost subconsciously.
That makes sense.
It creates a sort of positive social contract instantly.
Yeah.
And, there's also the personal space aspect, proxemics. A polite opener helps bridge that gap too.
An interruption permission slip. I like that. It really frames it well. So, what are those key phrases, the ones that unlock that willingness to help?
Well, the classics are classics for a reason. They're pretty universal.
Yeah.
Your absolute go-to is, excuse me, simple, direct. Everyone knows it means I need your attention for a sec.
Right.
If you want a bit more formality, maybe depending on the culture, or if you're addressing someone older, you might add, excuse me, sir, or excuse me, madam.
Okay.
And then to get straight to the point, could you help me, please? These aren't just English things. They're really fundamental across cultures for starting a positive interaction. Sets a respectful tone.
Perfect. So, you've broken the ice, got their attention. Now, the crucial bit, asking the actual question. We found a few really versatile ones that seem to cover most situations. Keep it simple, keep it effective.
Yeah, and the power here, you see, is how these simple questions sort of prime the person answering. When you ask, where is X? You're telling them you need a location, not a story, not a history lesson.
Right, just the info.
Exactly. You're designing your question to guide them towards the most efficient, relevant answer, which is really key, especially in cross-cultural situations where maybe you don't share a lot of a common language. Clarity is everything.
That's brilliant. Like giving them a mental framework. So, for those situations, you could say, excuse me, where's the bus station? Super direct, super clear. Or a bit more formal, maybe. Could you please tell me how to get to the train station?
And this directness, It actually has a benefit people don't always think about.
Mm-hmm.
It reduces the cognitive load for
Mm-hmm.
both of you.
Mm,
You get the info you need quickly, and the person helping doesn't have to guess what you're really after. It just streamlines the whole thing.
definitely. And what if you're just looking for something nearby, like you need cash or coffee now?
Then you'd ask, is there a bank near here? Or where's the nearest place name? Nearest coffee shop, nearest pharmacy.
Good one. And to gauge the journey.
How far is the mall from here?
That's excellent. And, a really practical one, if you actually have a physical map, which feels a bit old school now, but still useful,
Yeah.
don't hesitate. Can you show me on the map?
Or just state your goal. I'm trying to find the place name. Simple as that. These questions are really your foundation. Okay, so you've been polite, you've asked your specific question. Now comes the listening part. They start telling you where to go. And to really decode that, you need to understand the basic building blocks of directions, right? The language itself.
It's so true. And looking beyond just the words, what's really effective is how a fairly small set of vocabulary creates this universal scaffolding for spatial understanding.
Definitely. These aren't just words, they're mental cues. They let us build a route in our minds, even somewhere totally new. Understanding these core terms unlocks so much information. You can follow quite complex paths with just these few words.
Absolutely. You'll almost certainly hear things like go straight or walk straight down, maybe straight ahead, all mean keep going forward, no turns.
The core?
Then the absolute basics. Turn left or turn right, changing direction. And when they're describing locations near landmarks, you'll get next to, like, the cafe is next to the bank.
Beside it.
Across from, meaning opposite. The park is across from the hospital. Behind, at the back. The supermarket is behind the school.
And the opposite in front of.
Right. And finally, they'll place it relative to you on your right or on your left. These are like your mental anchor points.
Exactly. Mental anchors.
So let's put this into practice. Some real world map scenarios, maybe. Combining the asking and the understanding. Like building a mini GPS in your head.
Good idea.
Okay, scenario 1. Finding a landmark. Say a museum or the train station. You ask, "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the museum?" And they might say, "Go straight for 2 blocks, then turn right. The museum is next to the library."
Okay, pretty clear.
Or maybe, "Walk straight down this street for about 10 minutes, then turn left at the traffic lights. The station will be on your right." And traffic lights, those signals for cars and people, that's a key fixed landmark, something you can really look out for.
And that next to the library or at the traffic lights part is so powerful. It's a mental anchor, like you said. They're not just giving a direction, they're linking it to something clear, something visual.
Yeah.
Makes it so much easier to visualize and confirm you're on track.
Right. If they just said turn right, somewhere vague, much harder.
Much harder. You'd be second-guessing yourself constantly.
Okay, what about finding a service, like a hospital, or just the bus stop? You could ask, "Hi, could you tell me where the bus stop is?" And they might say, "Walk past the park, and you'll see it on your left." And go past here just means keep going beyond it, right? Don't turn towards the park.
Exactly. Continue on your path beyond that.
Or for a hospital, excuse me, is there a hospital nearby? Maybe the answer is walk 2 blocks straight, then turn right. The hospital is behind the pharmacy.
And what's fascinating, again, is how often directions blend those immediate actions, turn left, with these descriptive landmarks. It's like they're building a visual roadmap for you in real time. And sometimes they might add that lovely phrase, "You can't miss it."
Ah, yes. Always reassuring.
It usually means it's really obvious, prominent, a big relief when you're feeling a bit lost.
Totally. And even inside big places like a mall or an airport, which can be overwhelming.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Excuse me, where is the food court?
Hmm?
And they might say, take the escalator to the second floor. It's right next to the cinema. An escalator, of course, those moving stairs,
Hmm.
or in an airport. Excuse me, how do I get to gate 22? Maybe it's go straight down, turn right at the security check, and follow the signs.
And follow the signs is key there. In big, well-marked places, often that's your best bet. Just trust the signage.
Yay.
It really is incredible how these few universal phrases, plus clear landmarks, can guide you through almost anywhere. City streets, airports. It highlights how universal spatial communication is.
Okay, so you've asked, you've listened, you're building that mental map. But, uh-oh, maybe they spoke too fast or you missed a key word. This is so important. Don't just nod and pretend. We all do it sometimes, right? To avoid looking foolish.
Oh, absolutely. It's human nature.
But that's a guaranteed way to get even more lost. This is where confidence comes in, asking for clarification.
And this really leads us to ask, why is it so crucial to check your understanding? Well, because in any communication, clarity just prevents mistakes, prevents frustration. Don't ever be afraid to ask them to repeat it or slow down. It's not a weakness. It's not about a language barrier you failed to overcome.
No, definitely not.
Quite the opposite. It's a sign of good communication. It ensures accuracy. And honestly, it shows you actually value their help and
Yeah.
want to get it right. Saves hassle for everyone.
Exactly. So what are those go-to phrases for clarification?
Well, you can politely say, could you repeat that, please? Very standard, very clear.
Okay.
Or a simple, effective, I'm sorry, I didn't understand. No shame in that.
None at all.
If speed is the issue, can you say that more slowly? Is incredibly helpful.
Yes.
And probably one of the best ways to confirm is to repeat back what you think you heard. Like, so I go straight, then left at the traffic lights, right?
Ah, the confirmation loop.
Exactly. It gives them a chance to say, yes, that's right. Or, no, actually, it's right at the next traffic lights. It locks it in. It's a great communication hack.
Totally agree. Okay, so beyond just the words, there are these other layers, right? How you speak, how you listen. Let's touch on pronunciation first. When you ask for help, using a polite, softer voice, maybe with a slightly upward inflection like a question, it reinforces that sort of humble approach we talked about.
It goes right back to that interruption permission slip idea, doesn't it?
Mm,
Your tone is part of that initial nonverbal signal. Respectful, not demanding. Sets the stage for a good exchange.
yeah. And also maybe stressing the important words.
Yeah.
Like instead of flatly saying turn left at the traffic lights, you might hear or want to emphasize turn left at the traffic lights. Helps focus on the key bits.
Good point. Helps the listener, which in this case is you receiving directions, zero in.
And a classic pitfall, I know I've done this, be careful with similar sounding words.
Hmm.
Like straight and street mean very different things when navigating.
Oh, definitely. And if we zoom out a bit from the words, communication isn't just verbal, is it?
Not at all.
It's tone, it's body language, it's really listening with all your senses. Nonverbal cues are just as important, sometimes more so, especially if there's a bit of a language gap.
Like pointing.
Exactly. Often, a local's hand gesture can be much clearer than a sentence full of words you don't quite catch. But it's also worth noticing how they gesture.
How so?
Well, a big sweeping arm motion might mean keep going that way for a while. But a sharp, precise finger point usually indicates an immediate turn or location. It's like a visual language you learn to read.
That's fascinating. So it's not just that they point, but the style of pointing. What about things like eye contact? Any cultural things to watch for there?
There certainly can be. In some cultures, Direct eye contact is a sign of respect, shows you're paying attention. In others, it might feel a bit too direct, even confrontational.
Right.
It
Tricky.
really is. The best advice is usually just to observe first. See what seems normal there. Often, a subtle nod, a brief respectful glance is enough to signal, I need your attention, without, overstepping any cultural boundaries. It's a bit of a dance, and observation is your best guide.
Wow. It really makes you think. So many layers to something that seems as simple as asking for directions. Well, we have covered a lot today. We've equipped you, hopefully, with those key elements: the polite opening, the essential questions, the core vocabulary, navigating those real world scenarios,
Mm.
and those really crucial strategies for asking for clarification when you need it.
And we went beyond just the words, too, didn't we? Touching on pronunciation, why observing nonverbal cues matters, even the cultural subtleties. So today, we've given you the tools, essentially, to navigate almost any city, but maybe beyond the practical stuff.
What's truly fascinating, I think, is how asking for directions is really this profound act of trust
Yeah.
and connection. In a world where we're increasingly relying on algorithms on our screens, choosing to actually approach a stranger isn't just about finding your way. It's about engaging with the human geography of a place, one interaction at a
But
time.
human geography, I like that term. It's an act that can really reshape your travel experience, maybe even your perception of others. It reminds us we're all part of this bigger interconnected map. So the thought to leave you with is, how might these small, everyday interactions, if you actually embrace them, truly enrich your journey?
That's a really powerful thought to end on. So, for your next adventure, could be halfway across the world, could just be a new neighborhood in your own city who genuinely encourage you. Try these phrases, try these concepts. Imagine yourself there, maybe phone tucked away for a moment, confidently approaching someone. Think about your own city right now. How would you ask for directions to the main station or the park or that shop you like? You might just find that the unexpected connections, the human interaction, actually bring something much richer to your day than just following the blue dot on the screen. And you'll definitely arrive with a better story to tell.